This is the inaugural episode of ToonCast, brought to you by Geekcast Radio. My name is Michael Blanchard. I will be your host, along with my two buddies, Todd and Kevin, and we will be talking to you about classic cartoons. Each week we will be discussing, not reviewing, we will be discussing and reminiscing over several cartoons, so please enjoy. This is episode 0, recorded June 5th, 2009. Hello and welcome to ToonCast Episode 0 from the Geekcast Radio Network. My name is Michael Blanchard from the TFG1 podcast, and I am joined by
Kevin Thompson.
And why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself, Kevin? They know all about me. Why don't we find out some stuff about you, buddy?
All right, 2 years as a history teacher and diehard history buff, cartoon buff, Star Wars buff, everything about it. So ToonCast is right up my alley, and I'm looking forward to it. Just got done with another year of school, so looking forward to a summer of cartoons.
Yes. And what ToonCast is going to be all about, what had happened was, This Week in Geek had done an episode about the Disney afternoon, like Tailspin, Darkwing Duck, all those shows, DuckTales, and another buddy of mine on Twitter, Tryon84, had an idea about starting his own podcast about classic, cartoons that are on DVD, cartoons that are no longer on air. And, he and I messaged back and forth about it on Skype several times, and we said, okay, let's go ahead and do this. And basically the time period, even though it's kind of gotten extended a little bit, the time period cuts off at the 90s. After anything pretty much 2000 till now will not be covered. The time period will be from the 50s to the 90s, because Kevin sent me a whole list of Hanna-Barbera cartoons and everything else, so we'll be incorporating those later. The main focus is 80s and 90s, stuff like He-Man, She-Ra, Voltron, Tiny Toons, Animaniacs. There will be no Transformers coverage on this podcast because there are other dedicated podcasts within the Geekcast Radio Network that we have for those. And besides, I'm pretty much burnt out on talking Transformers. I've been doing it for almost 6 months with TFG1 podcast, and
he thought it wasn't possible.
Yes, I thought it wasn't possible, but it's pretty fucking possible. So, yeah, that's what ToonCast is pretty much going to be all about. I'm not really sure how long it's going to run. Right now, I think the schedule that we have is up to 30 or 40 episodes. I forget what it is.
40.
Yeah,
40.
Yeah, I forget. I'm sure some of those will have guest co-hosts. Kevin will be my main co-host. There was supposed to be another co-host, Todd from Screw Attack, but for some odd reason, he's not here. I don't know why. He hasn't emailed me back anything or Twittered me or anything like that. If he does get in touch with me, he's more than welcome to be on the show. And I will probably, like I said, be bringing in more guest co-hosts. I know episode 25 I have set to be the G.I. Joe retrospective. And I know Steve/Megatron are my Geekcast Radio co-founder, buddy, friend is going to be pretty much, he's pretty much going to run that show. And the email that I sent you earlier, like with Silverhawks, you're running that show. That's going to be all you, buddy, because I don't remember anything about that show. There's going to be shows that I either didn't watch or I didn't, I don't remember. even though they're on the episode list.
Right.
You know, and it's like, take it away. I am not opposed to delegating responsibilities.
Right.
A couple of episodes.
And I think that's going to be one of the good things about this ToonCast, especially for anybody that's listening. We're going to have a pretty wide range and a pretty good variety of shows, so, there's going to be a little bit of something for everybody.
Oh, yeah. Especially with the range of the time span, even though it's nothing... I want to say this right off the bat right now. There is to be no anime in this podcast.
The crowd goes crazy.
I don't have anything wrong with anime, but...
I do.
Well,
just kidding.
Okay, well, that's fine. It's just... First of all, I'm the type of person that now that I've gotten into this podcasting thing... Now that I'm starting my own stuff and we have this whole network of shows that Steve and I are doing and other people are doing it with us, I don't want to step on anybody else's toes. Like, there will be absolutely no DC Animated Universe coverage on this show until World's Finest Podcast has done their show, because I don't want to step on their toes and what they're doing. I mean, they're taking a huge undertaking over there at World's Finest Podcast. They are reviewing every single DC animated show, from Batman the Animated Series to Justice League, Teen Titans, all that stuff. They're taking a look at every single episode of each show. Right now, they just released episode 54, and that show is going to be at least another 2 years running. They have like 40 episodes, or something close to 40 episodes left. So I don't want to step on their toes. As far as there not being any anime on here, there's another podcast over at Earth2.net, Animazing Podcast. It's all about anime. Kellen Scrivens is the one that does that, and that's just not my forte. I don't watch anime. I mean,
right.
It's just not my thing. So, that's when I first started, running around with the idea of ToonCast, I wanted it to be specific to certain decades, like 80s and 90s, because those are, most of the shows that I know. I mean, hell, I'm not opposed to even covering some Nicktoons like Doug or something like that. So, alright, well, folks, in the middle of this record, guess who decides to show up? Oh, Todd. Alright, let's see if we can add him in here. Hello, Todd, you there?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
That's alright, dude. It's no problem. We've kind of already covered it a little bit. We're just going to continue recording. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself? Kevin and I have pretty much talked about the way ToonCast is pretty much going to go. Why don't you give everybody a little bit of information about yourself, and we'll just go from there.
Okay, that works. Sorry about that.
That's alright.
Okay.
Start talking, dude. We got dead air here.
Okay. Hi, my name is Todd. I am pretty young. I'm a junior in high school, about to be senior. And really, I'm just basically tinkering and stuff, just watching a lot of cartoons, movies, comic books, and the whole thing, a lot of video games. And just working with a lot of video equipment and stuff like that, and just trying to get better at that, making movies, animation, stop motion, just like working with that, and that basically covers me in a nutshell. I'm just a big geek about everything, and I want to make the stuff that I like to watch and do.
Yeah, that's cool. We've pretty much already covered what ToonCast is going to be, and I told Kevin there are basically going to be some episodes that I either don't remember of whatever cartoon we're going to cover, or I never watched it, or I don't have, whatever. So, you guys can run with it, even though I'll still be in on the records. But you guys can pretty much run whatever episode if it's something that I don't know, or it's something that I have pretty much no knowledge of, or really have no desire to do research on. So, but yeah, Todd's kind of coming in late on this, which is fine. Something probably came up. But that's pretty much what ToonCast is going to be, and I think we're going to wrap up this episode 0 so we can head into episode 1 with the Nintendo cartoons. Yeah. Where is that stupid... There we go.
Thank you.
So yeah, this has been Mike, and with me has been...
Kevin?
And Todd.
And this is ToonCast, so please tune in.